Royal blood has always been synonymous with wealth, power, and an extravagant lifestyle that most can only dream of. But what if I told you that the Al-Thani family, the ruling dynasty of Qatar, lives in a way that even other monarchs look modest and reserved by comparison? Imagine a world where yachts larger than most buildings, private islands hidden away from the public eye, football clubs owned outright, and priceless works of art valued in the hundreds of millions are not rare luxuries. They are just part of their everyday reality. It's not an ideal or a fantasy. It's the undeniable truth about their empire of opulence. Their net worth is estimated to reach staggering $335 billion. That's right, with a B, and the personal assets of Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al-Thani, although a fraction, are around $2 billion, excluding their royal palaces, private islands, art collections, and brands registered under state-controlled funds. What does such wealth look like? It's not just a number on paper. It's a vast universe of luxury spread all across the globe, tailor-made for the ultra-rich and designed to impress the imagination. For instance, their palaces outshine even the most renowned royal residences, turning the very idea of royal luxury into something beyond ordinary comprehension. Take their palaces in Qatar, for example. One of the most spectacular is the Al Rayyan Palace. But calling it just a palace doesn't do it justice. It's a sprawling complex, a fortress of grandeur, where every detail is crafted for ultimate splendor. Standing on the top of the world, it boasts magnificent facades, enclosed courtyards and gardens so perfectly manicured they seem unreal. Inside, it's like stepping into a treasure chest. Gold accents everywhere, dazzling crystal chandeliers illuminating marble floors, private cinemas for screenings of the latest blockbuster, helicopter pads ready for swift escapes, and garages filled with the most luxurious cars on the planet. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The royal residence in Doak, a place that radiates power and stability, is designed to be a symbol of authority and a hub for national governance. Covering countless acres constructed with the finest materials that shimmer under the sun and shine at night, it's a complex that includes 15 palaces, sprawling parks, and parking spaces for over 500 vehicles. Picture this. In such a household, traveling to work means just moving from one palace to another, a journey that most of us would consider a short walk. But for them, it's just another day in the life of royalty. But the family's real splendors don't stop at Qatar's borders. For instance, in London, they own the legendary Doodle House, one of the most expensive private estates on the planet. Acquired for roughly $105 million, this centuries-old mansion has been meticulously restored to perfection. Its gilded ceilings, antique furnishings, priceless artwork, private cinema, ballrooms, and wine cellars make it a true palace in every sense. Just a stone's throw away from streets bustling with everyday life, this property embodies a perfect blend of British history and modern luxury. And in Paris, there's the Lamborghini estate, a historic mansion from the 15th century situated on the Ile Saint-Louis, purchased for about $89 million. Inside, you'll find grand salons fit for royalty, a private chapel, and a garden offering picturesque views of the Seine. It's not just a residence, it's a slice of French history, now part of the Al-Thani family's vast empire. The family's reach extends even further to a private island called Alafa, located off the coast of Doha. Imagine white sandy beaches, crystal clear waters, lush greenery, and complete privacy. Each villa on this island boasts its own private beach, pool, and even a helicopter landing pad. Their main residence there is a massive villa with panoramic views over the Arabian Gulf, the kind of place where the phrase "going to the summer house" sounds like a joke. And for their staff, they've even acquired a mansion in Manhattan, estimated at around $41 million, a dedicated residence for personnel, because for the Al-Thani family, luxury is a matter of course. Now let's talk about their collection of vehicles, the crown jewel of their possessions. Their garage isn't just a parking lot, it's a museum of hypercars, a showcase of engineering marvels that run at full throttle. Among their prized possessions is a Bugatti Veyron, a symbol of speed, luxury, and exclusivity. They own several such hypercars, including the breathtaking Grand Sport Vitesse, capable of reaching speeds over 400 kilometers per hour with a price tag exceeding $2 million. Think about it. A family whose wealth allows them to own entire worlds of luxury, palaces that make Buckingham Palace look modest, private islands with villas that look like dreamscapes, and a fleet of hypercars that blur the line between engineering and art. This isn't just wealth, it's a universe built for extravagance, destined only for those who can afford the impossible. This isn't just a car, it's a missile on wheels, a high-performance marvel that could easily be mistaken for a futuristic spacecraft, and one that can be secured inside a gleaming gold garage. The Lamborghini Veneno? That's the epitome of insane automotive engineering, an absolute next-level machine. Such rarities are practically non-existent in the world. And as for Al-Thani, they own not just one, but two of these extraordinary beasts. Each Veneno commands an astronomical price exceeding $4 million, making it a true crown jewel in any collection. Just imagine a vehicle that resembles a battle cruiser straight out of the future. Powerful, sleek, and utterly exclusive. Moving on, what about the Ferrari LaFerrari? Think about a hybrid hypercar that combines a roaring V12 engine with an electric motor, delivering a mind-blowing total output of roughly 950 horsepower. Yes, almost 1,000. And Al-Thani doesn't just own one. They possess several LaFerraris, including the ultra-rare open-top version called Aperto, which alone is valued at over $5 million. The level of rarity and refinement is astonishing, and each of these machines isn't just about speed, it's about making a statement, about showcasing access to the kind of luxury that most can only dream of. Now consider their Rolls-Royce Phantom collection, practically their daily drivers. Not just one, but several, each customized with unique finishes, a starry sky ceiling that mimics the night sky in the most luxurious detail, and materials so rare and exquisite that ordinary car owners wouldn't even know they exist, let alone see them inside a typical showroom. These aren't just cars. They're moving works of art, symbols of wealth that ooze elegance and exclusivity at every turn. The fleet is incredibly diverse. McLaren P1 and the track-exclusive P1 GTR, each valued at upwards of $3 million, add even more adrenaline and precision to the lineup. An Aston Martin Omnibus Sem-Desat Sem completes this elite collection, only 77 units ever produced worldwide, with each priced beyond $2 million. Now picture these limited editions placed side by side, each a masterpiece, each a statement of power and prestige. And the lineup doesn't end there. They own a Mercedes-Benz S600 Hybrid, a Porsche 918 Spider boasting nearly 900 horsepower, and an Agera RS, including the legendary Agera RS Griffin, a one-of-a-kind hypercar valued at over $5 million. Imagine the roar of that engine and the exclusivity of owning something that is truly one of a kind. Then there's the Bentley Mulsanne, heavy, imposing, a symbol of affluence, along with several Lexus LFA supercars and the rare Maserati MC12, with approximately 50 units in total and each valued around $2 million. Every single vehicle in this collection isn't merely a mode of transportation. It's a statement. It's a way to reveal that you've unlocked access to the world most only see, through screens on YouTube or in dreams. These machines are more than cars. They're portals into a universe of unlimited luxury and power. Now transition from land to sea, because this family's empire of excess extends beyond terrestrial vehicles. Imagine yachts that resemble floating palaces, dazzling, opulent, and designed to make jaws drop the moment they appear. On land, hypercars mark the pinnacle of one's lifestyle. On water, mega yachts redefine opulence. The shining star of this fleet is the Almira Cup, a floating palace estimated to cost approximately $300 million. This vessel isn't just a yacht, it's a luxurious paradise afloat, with a swimming pool, a private cinema, spas, a helicopter landing pad, and spacious suites for both guests and crew, as many as 20 guests and over 50 crew members. It's a floating mansion designed for endless entertainment and absolute privacy. Can you imagine lounging on board in your own secluded paradise, with every whim catered to and no details spared? Another colossal vessel is the Qatar, a yacht stretching over 120 meters. Its interiors rival the finest five-star hotels, plush carpets, expensive materials, and bespoke design details that blend comfort with unmatched elegance. Spending months aboard such a yacht would be like living in a luxurious dream. Forget airports and hotels because here you exist in a world entirely of your own making. Every yacht, like every car, is selected with purpose. Maximum luxury, complete privacy, and the pure wow factor for anyone lucky enough to see it from afar. It's art in motion, creations worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and precious jewels so valuable that they are often targets for theft. Al-Thani's definition of luxury isn't limited to simply owning high-end items that you can travel in or sail on. It's a form of art, the ultimate expression of wealth, so valuable that it could be considered a small country. Their passion for collecting dates back to the early 20th century, when Sheikh Abdullah bin Jassim Al-Thani began amassing Islamic art and artifacts, aiming to preserve Qatar's rich cultural legacy. Think about that. What was once just a means to safeguard heritage has transformed into a booming pursuit of rare and priceless treasures. When oil was discovered in the 1940s, everything changed. Suddenly, the family's wealth enabled them to acquire not just rare objects, but true masterpieces, artworks that command hundreds of millions of dollars. One of their most famous acquisitions is a Cézanne painting, The Card Players, purchased for approximately $250 million, making it one of the most expensive artworks in history. Their collection also includes legendary Persian manuscripts like the Shahnameh of Shah Tahmasp, the 15th century, an exquisite book of kings filled with hundreds of illustrations and intricate calligraphy. This isn't merely a bound volume, it's a cultural treasure, a window into an entire era of history and art. The jewelry collection is no less impressive. Among the highlights is a necklace crafted from Pataliputra, precious stones and intricate designs that exemplify craftsmanship at the highest level. Each piece is a statement of exclusivity, artistry, and immense value. In the end, these possessions aren't just about ostentatious wealth. They're part of an artful narrative, an expression of a legacy that blends culture, history, and opulence into a singular spectacle. Al-Thani's wealth is an ode to the extraordinary, not just a collection of possessions, but a showcase of how art, luxury, and heritage can perfectly intertwine to create a living masterpiece. Imagine holding in your hands a jewel that has survived for more than 1,000 years, an artifact so ancient and priceless that its very existence tells a story of centuries gone by. This isn't just any ornament. It's the finest example of Indian craftsmanship, embedded with shimmering emeralds, dazzling diamonds, and lustrous pearls, an artifact that has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, and now a symbol of India's rich, regal history. But that's just the beginning. Have you ever heard of the pearl from Qatar, one of the largest natural pearls in the world, weighing over 200 grams? Think about it. What kind of oceans and depths must this pearl have come from? This gem is a vivid reminder of the time when Qatar thrived not on oil or gas, but on the pearls that once fueled its economy for generations. Can you imagine what it was like when the country's prosperity depended on the careful harvest of these precious treasures from the sea? That era's legacy still echoes today, long after the sparkles of pearls have been replaced by shining skyscrapers and bustling modern cities. Fast forward to 2017, an astonishing moment in the world of luxury. That year, a family in Qatar made headlines by purchasing the Pink Star diamond, a delicate pink jewel weighing 59 carats, for a staggering $71 million. Think about that for a moment. $71 million for a single stone. That's not just a diamond, it's a masterpiece of perfection, one of the most expensive gemstones ever sold at auction. Can you imagine the thrill, the power, and the audacity behind such a bold purchase? What does it say about wealth, influence, and the hunger for exclusivity in today's world? Now picture this, a daring, almost cinematic heist unfolding in Venice. When you possess such an extraordinary collection, over 275 pieces of ancient Indian, Asian, and Middle Eastern jewelry, It's natural that not only museums and dedicated collectors take notice, but so do those with a taste for risk, those who see opportunity in the shadows. Imagine a collection of treasures curated by Sheikh Hamad bin Abdullah Al-Thani, a member of a royal family that has ruled Qatar since the 19th century. These artifacts were showcased across Paris, Japan, and in September of 2017, within the majestic walls of the Ducal Palace in Venice, a city renowned for beauty and elegance. The safes and display cases were fortified to be virtually indestructible. Security was tightened to the highest degree. Yet on the very last day of the exhibition, chaos erupted. Unknown assailants managed to bypass the defenses, break into the showcases, and make away with priceless jewelry, including legendary pieces from the famous Boucheron jewelry house. How did they do it? Was it a high-tech operation or simply meticulous planning? To this day, the exact details remain elusive. Security systems, cameras, guards, nothing proved enough to stop the audacious thieves from vanishing into the Venetian night with treasures worth millions. This story is a stark reminder. When it comes to incredible wealth gathered in one place, the risks skyrocket. The entire world watched as one of the most opulent collections was compromised, exposing the thin line between sophistication and vulnerability. Wealth, power, and risk are all intertwined, and this incident only underscores that fact once again. But how did this small, sandy desert nation transform itself from a modest pearl fishery into a global powerhouse of opulence and influence? To answer that, let's go back in time. Imagine a landscape once marked by humble beginnings, arid, with little more than desert dunes and a reliance on the sea for sustenance. Today, that same place is a spectacle of towering skyscrapers, world-class stadiums, and world-renowned museums. But this transformation didn't happen overnight. It all began in the early 20th century, well over 100 years ago, when the ruling family of Qatar started expanding their influence. They've been governing this land since the 1800s, but the real turning point came in one pivotal year, 1940. That's when oil was discovered in the Duhail region, setting off an economic revolution. A key moment was when Sheikh Abdullah bin Jassim signed an agreement with the Anglo-Persian Oil Company, what would eventually become British Petroleum, marking the beginning of lucrative oil exports. The country was no longer just a pearl fishing nation. It was now an oil producer, and cash began flowing into its coffers for the first time. Can you imagine in those days, the first serious wealth was beginning to pour into this small Gulf country? By 1974, Qatar had established its own oil and gas giant, Qatar Petroleum, an enterprise that became the backbone of its economy. Oil remained the main source of wealth, but the country's leadership understood that they couldn't rely solely on raw exports. Infrastructure such as refineries, pipelines, and port terminals sprang up, transforming Qatar from a raw material exporter into a strategic player on the global oil map. In 1964, the country made a major leap by creating its first commercial bank, Qatar National Bank, fueling local economic development further. Then in 2005, Qatar launched a game-changing move, establishing the Qatar Investment Authority, a sovereign wealth fund that would become one of the richest in the world. This fund didn't just park money, it strategically invested across continents, buying real estate, backing tech firms, acquiring global brands, and developing infrastructure projects. Have you ever wondered how a nation with such modest beginnings became a major global investor? The answer lies in this visionary approach. Meanwhile, visionaries like Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al-Thani weren't content with just economic growth. They aimed to turn Qatar into a hub for education and innovation. They founded the Qatar Foundation and built Education City, a sprawling campus hosting prestigious universities from around the world, turning the country into a regional center of knowledge and science. And sport? For Qatar, sports are not just games. They are a powerful tool for influence, diplomacy, and showcasing global stature. From hosting world-class football tournaments to equestrian events and races, the country uses sport as a strategic weapon. It's about positioning itself on the world stage, cultivating soft power that commands respect and admiration. When Qatar's investment arms buy into European football clubs, like Paris Saint-Germain in 2011, they're not just buying a team, they're investing in cultural dominance, in influence that extends beyond borders. Imagine a small desert nation, once reliant on pearls and humble resources, now ruling with skyscrapers, cutting-edge research, and global sports teams. This isn't just a story of economic change. It's a transformation driven by strategic vision, unprecedented wealth, and an unyielding desire to leave an indelible mark on history. How much further will it go? And what secrets lie behind the dazzling facades of this modern marvel? Imagine a transfer that sent shockwaves through the football world. Javier Pastore's first major move for a staggering $46 million. That was just the beginning of a sequence of deals that changed everything. Then came the deal that truly set the global football community ablaze. Neymar from Barcelona for a record-breaking $246 million. But the momentum didn't stop there. Shortly after, Kylian Mbappé made his explosive transfer from Monaco for around $230.5 million, marking yet another milestone. These blockbuster moves weren't just about numbers. They signaled a new era of dominance. The club, fueled by these incredible investments, began to reshape French football, securing championships and cups, consistently reaching the finals of the UEFA Champions League, and for the first time going all the way to the final match itself. Meanwhile, across Paris, the club undertook a massive modernization push, upgrading their stadiums, constructing state-of-the-art training facilities, transforming into a global powerhouse. Paris Saint-Germain wasn't merely a football team anymore. It became a worldwide brand. And at the heart of it all, Qatar positioned itself as a key player in football's grand stage, turning the nation's investments into substantial influence. But the story of Qatar extends far beyond football. Marshal Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al-Thani shone brightly in equestrian circles. His horses consistently triumphed in top-tier international races, including the legendary Prix de Triomphe. Since 2004, Qatar has been hosting Grand Prix motorcycle races on the Losail circuit, a track that also hosts rounds of the World Superbike Championship and endurance races sanctioned by FIA. Then there's tennis. Since 1993, the Qatar Open has attracted the biggest stars of the ATP Tour. The Khalifa International Tennis and Squash Complex, with its vibrant atmosphere, has become the tennis heartbeat of the region. All these efforts came to a crescendo with the decisive moment: FIFA World Cup 2022. Qatar didn't just host the tournament, it used this global event as a grand showcase of its ambitions. Behold our stadiums, our roads, our nation, and our ruling dynasty, the country proclaimed. Everything was meticulously prepared to display Qatar's cultural identity and technological advancement. But the journey wasn't without controversy. A few hours before the very first game, the world learned a shocking fact. Alcohol would be completely banned at all World Cup stadiums. This decision, stemming from the ruling family and rooted in deeply held cultural and religious norms, stunned many fans accustomed to leisurely drinks during matches. Qatar, as a Muslim nation with strict regulations on alcohol, chose to stay true to its principles, even for the world's biggest football spectacle. It caused some discontent among supporters who had envisioned the tournament as a festive blend of football and casual drinking. Many traveled with expectations of enjoying beers while soaking in the matches. Sponsors from the alcohol industry found themselves in a difficult spot, facing the challenge of aligning their marketing with Qatar's conservative rules. Yet the Al-Thani family made a clear choice: uphold their values above commercial interests. And what was the outcome? Fans adapted by enjoying non-alcoholic beverages, discovering new ways to engage and celebrate, without diminishing the emotional intensity of the game. The matches remained electrifying, proof that passion and excitement aren't dependent on alcohol. Ultimately, Qatar demonstrated to the entire world that a country can host a major global event on its own terms, refusing to compromise its principles for popularity or profit. Then there's a story that truly captivated the media: an unexpected visit by Queen Elizabeth II to a Waddesdon Manor, a grand estate owned by the Al-Thani family. When Her Majesty stepped inside and took in the opulence, she remarked, as rumors go, "This house makes Buckingham Palace seem a little dull." For someone who resides in one of the most famous residences on the planet, that's a powerful statement. The media frenzy was instant. Headlines declared that the Waddesdon Manor in Mayfair outshone Buckingham Palace itself. This story underscores the decades-long relationship between Britain and Qatar. In the year 1917, Sheikh Abdullah bin Jassim Al-Thani signed a treaty with Britain, an agreement that guaranteed protection and recognized Qatar as a protectorate. London, in exchange, gained influence over Qatar's foreign policy. Family members of the Al-Thani clan had already been visiting London since the early 20th century, meeting with British royalty, forging personal relationships that, over time, formed a nearly century-long bond. Though formal protectorate arrangements ended, these connections persisted. Today, via wealth, influence, and shared history, Qatar and Britain continue to maintain close ties, a testament to a relationship built on mutual respect and strategic interests. From massive football investments to aristocratic visits, this enduring partnership shapes the region's prominence on the world stage. And at the heart of it all is the Al-Thani family's unwavering pursuit of influence, culture, and legacy. Today, visits, gifts, and collaborative events are just small chapters in this vast, unfolding story, an epic saga woven into the fabric of a powerful empire. These are the moving pieces of a larger picture, a tale of some of the most influential global landowners shaping our world today. When we look at the Al-Thani family not simply as royalty, but as savvy investors, an entirely different perspective opens up. It becomes clear they are among the most formidable real estate magnates on the planet, wielding influence from the heart of London to the Caribbean, from Italy to the Middle East. Firstly, consider their ownership of Harrods. More than just a department store, it's a symbol of opulence and control. They also own the University of London's University Market, a colossal asset purchased for approximately $1.5 billion. This isn't merely an investment. It's a magnetic hub that draws wealthy tourists from every corner of the earth, attracted by the promise of luxury and exclusivity. These assets serve as more than symbols. They reflect a family's mastery not only over palaces and estates, but also over branding, location, and influence. But their empire extends far beyond London. Among their critical holdings is the towering Dashar skyscraper, the tallest building in Western Europe. This skyscraper isn't just glass and steel. It's a statement, an integral part of London's modern skyline, blending office spaces, luxurious hotels, fine restaurants, and even inside investments from the Gulf region. Imagine a symbol of metropolitan sophistication, a microcosm of the global elite gathered within its walls. In New York City, their portfolio features premium apartments and penthouses along the Billionaire's Row, most notably the lavish apartments in 157, where properties can fetch around $65 million. That's not just real estate. That's a crown jewel in the world of ultra-high net worth individuals, offering privacy, prestige, and an unmatched lifestyle. Venturing into the Caribbean, the Al-Thanis own private islands and exclusive resorts designed as sanctuaries hidden away from prying eyes. These are not just properties. They're personal gateways to any region of the world, private retreats where the wealthiest can escape and indulge in absolute discretion and luxury. More than assets, they're strategic anchors, life entries into different regions, each tailored to their ambitions and global interests. Italy, with its history of fashion, luxury, and art, holds a special place in the Al-Thani's extensive collection. Italy isn't just another country for them. It's a realm of elegance, a kingdom of impeccable taste. They own iconic brands and remarkable venues that breathe life into Italian culture and commerce. Through their investment arm, My Hula for Investments, they acquired Valentino, one of the most renowned symbols of high fashion from Italy. This move marked only the beginning of their deep dive into the luxury fashion world. Furthermore, they hold stakes in giant conglomerates like LVMH and have increased their share in Tiffany & Co., along with the purchase of the prestigious House of Balmain. Their involvement doesn't stop there. They actively participate in other luxury brands and fashion houses, including French names like Hermes and Harrods. Beyond fashion, they are major investors in the hospitality sector, owning five-star hotels such as the Four Seasons in Florence, hosted within a historic palace, the Galleria in Milan, and the glitzy Palazzo Hotel in Venice. In Sardinia, through strategic investments with Qatari hospitality companies, They've acquired a significant portion of the Costa Smeralda coastline, a famed hotspot for the ultra-wealthy. The Marine Golf Club, part of this exclusive enclave, isn't just a golf course. It's a private playground, a secluded paradise where the elite gather to play, relax, and enjoy the finest luxuries away from the world's eyes. Their approach to hosting celebrations elevates the concept of luxury gatherings to a new level. For the Al-Thani family, hospitality isn't merely a tradition. It's an enormous, meticulously planned project. Take the wedding of Sheikha Mariam and Sheikh Abdallah in 2019 as an example. It was a worldwide event that transformed Doha's Shark Tower into a massive floral palace. Imagine thousands of blooming flowers, dazzling crystal chandeliers, and bespoke decorations creating a scene out of a dream. A lineup of international musicians and performers appeared one after another, blending traditional Middle Eastern melodies with global hits, crafting an atmosphere that resembled a blockbuster movie with an enormous budget. Their celebrations and festivities, even those that take place during Qatar's National Day on December 18th, are events of grandeur that attract global attention. Think parades, military displays, fireworks exploding in the sky over Doha, an extravaganza broadcast worldwide. Cameras capture every moment, allowing millions around the globe to witness this tiny country showcase its power, wealth, and growing influence. Many of these events extend beyond Qatar, with celebrations spilling into Europe and the United States, transforming festivals into tools of diplomacy. These spectacles do more than entertain. They communicate a message. This small Gulf nation is a rising global power, a player on the world stage. Throughout these celebrations, visitors don't only see riches, they experience culture, generosity, and the style of the ruling family. From a humble desert village to a symbol of worldwide prestige, the roots of the Al-Thani family trace back to Bedouin tribes of Central Arabia. Their ancestors gradually migrated to the coast of Qatar, settling in pearl fishing towns before rising to dominate the region. In the 19th century, Sheikh Jassim bin Mohammed Al-Thani fortified his family's power by resisting external pressures and establishing the groundwork for the modern Qatari state. His leadership turned the family into a central force in regional politics, setting the stage for the empire that the family continues to build today. Each subsequent ruler added new layers and dimensions to their influence, transforming the Al-Thani legacy into a complex, multifaceted empire of wealth, culture, and power, stretching from the sands of the desert to the heights of global prominence. Imagine a world where powerful leaders shape destinies with a single signature on a contract. Some are sealing monumental agreements, laying the foundations for the next great era. Others are igniting the flames of a new oil-driven epoch, fueling economies and transforming global markets with a single decision. And yet there are those investing heavily in education and media, weaving the fabric of information and knowledge that will define future generations. One such figure, Sheikh Hamad, is elevating Qatar onto the world stage, turning it into a formidable force in international affairs. His vision and strategic moves are resonating across borders, reshaping perceptions and elevating the nation's status. Meanwhile, Sheikh Tamim is steadfastly steering his country into the realms of sports, cutting-edge technology, and vibrant cultural endeavors. Can you imagine the seamless result of these combined efforts? A nation that just a few decades ago was barely on anyone's radar is now globally recognized for its soaring skyscrapers, piercing the sky, hosting the FIFA World Cup. A sporting extravaganza watched by billions. It's associated with luxury brands, representing the wealth of one of the richest royal dynasties on earth. If you ever thought that wealth was simply owning a fancy car in a beachside mansion, then think again. After learning about the story of Al-Thani, everything changes. It reveals a level of affluence where riches transcend material possessions, transforming into an entire parallel universe of influence, power, and exclusivity. Have you ever wondered what it looks like inside this world of private jets whisking billionaires across continents? Or super yachts floating in crystal-clear waters worth millions of dollars? Or maybe the latest luxury sports cars, crafted with precision and adorned with jewels? If yes, then you'll find this journey into the realm of extreme wealth utterly captivating. Dive into our previous videos, where we showcase even more astonishing stories of opulence, authority, and the lifestyle most people only dream about. There you'll uncover fascinating tales of extraordinary riches and the lives of those who wield it all. Stories that stretch the imagination and redefine what success truly means in our world today.